Let me first start with Rashid Kidwai. Rashid, would you want to first jump into the symbolism that we're going to see tomorrow, 11 a.m. after 1978, the first time we're going to see elections happening with all MPs having a chance to vote their speaker as opposed to nominate?
Nabila, I think both sides, the ruling party, ruling side NDA and opposition India Alliance, they want to prove a point. The ruling party wants to show as if it's a business as usual. They are very strong, they have numbers, and they want to expose that India Alliance does not have even the numbers that it is claiming to be. So they want to create a division within opposition ranks. The opposition wants to show that Mr. Modi and the NDA does have very scant regard for a Dalit candidate, and they just want to continue that narrative that was built during Lok Sabha elections.
But,
so
know,
both
Rashid,
sides are fighting for their narrative.
Or another community or caste, does caste really matter when it comes to a speaker's post?
But it doesn't. When it comes to optics, Nabila, it matters because the whole election, as you remember, was fought from the opposition point of view on that Modi's government is going to bring sweeping changes in the constitution, and that would affect reservation for Dalits. So this was a key plank, and that is what is continuing.
Okay.
Both sides are actually, they could have worked out a consensus having a speaker post to the ruling party and deputy speaker post to the opposition.
So Rashid Kidwai, this time the Congress and the opposition have a chance to fight. They have the numbers in the House. Basically, they have strength, and with that strength, they want to show that they can put up a tough fight for the BJP NDA. Mahima Singh, if you can jump in on this, with what confidence is the Congress and the India Alliance collectively fielding a candidate for the Speaker's post when you know the NDA has overwhelming numbers? And now we hear YSRCP has also pledged support for the NDA.
Jai Hind, Nabila, when you ask me that question, I'm reminded of the times when people used to declare the elections a done deal months before, and even till the time the elections happened, because, there was a notion that the BJP is actually going to make it through, and the BJP is going to come with a glaring majority.
There's no surprise element here, right, Mahima? The numbers are already set, unless you're trying to indicate that there are some MPs who are in touch with you.
Allow me to finish my point, Nabila. I'd appreciate. Now, you see, with the same audacity with which the Prime Minister has used the words convention, and cooperation. He has said that consensus and cooperation. These words are far from the BJP's vocabulary. Actually, it is out of the BJP's action words ambit. Because the BJP in the last 10 years we have seen is anything but cooperative. And the BJP has actually in 2019 given a clear message when it did not appoint a deputy speaker, and later when it has time and again, outdone itself in flouting the Lok Sabha conventions and the parliamentary conventions. It has shown us that. This time also, as Rahul Gandhiji has already pointed out, that Rajnath Singh ji did approach our Honorable President. And after that, what we see is that they are not willing to make the situation clear. So, of course, we had to...
what happened in the meeting? Do you want to tell us what happened in the meeting?
That is how the democracy will be, the democracy has been compromised by the BJP, and the democracy needs to thrive. And that is the point that needs to be proven here. You're asking me, we don't have the numbers. Well, you will only come to know that tomorrow, because the BJP's sense of Gathbandhan Dharma, we have seen that in Odisha. You see the BJD, the BJP was all the while backstabbing the BJD. On the front, it was projecting as if it is with the BJD, as if it is coming along with the BJD. TDP also in the past, we have seen how TDP had to leave the alliance.
Well, let's not talk about morals in politics. Unfortunately, nobody lives up to that. But stay with us. I'm going to bring in the BJP spokesperson
tomorrow.
Let's also bring in Neeti on this. Neeti Jain, give us your take on the BJP at this point. We believe the NDA alliance has been trying hard to reach out to all quarters to pledge support for Om Birla. Is there a worry? Are you nervous that you may not have the strength? At least seemingly you do. But in the latest, we hear YSRCP has also pledged support. 4 of their MPs will support Om Birla. 7 other independent MPs we hear are on board with you. You are also holding a big breakfast meeting tomorrow before the grand election at 11 a.m. to see what best you can do to raise your numbers. Is there a level of nervousness or are you confident?
No, I think we're pretty confident, Nabila. We wanted to make a consensus because that is how it's done. You nominate the speaker because the speaker is not of a party. The speaker is of the entire house. So it would have been nice if there was a consensus. But considering the opposition is hell-bent on doing everything on gunpoint, and the Congress spokesperson said about cooperation, I think we should see the last few sessions that have gone. There was no cooperation from the opposition. I don't think it is the problem of the treasury in the house. It is the opposition that does not cooperate with anything. You don't want discussions. Whenever there's a discussion, you walk out. And Rashid ji, I think, said that we want to show that we are high and mighty. Sir, jab 2014 mein, the opposition did not even have the numbers to be called an opposition. They had less than 10% of seats of the entire house. Even then we called them the opposition, and at that time the deputy speaker was from AIADMK, which was not an ally with us at that time. So the point is that the government is not doing anything, but you cannot do everything at gunpoint ki pehle ye karo tab ye hoga. Right now the election is of the speaker.
That allegation is on you.
How's that?
Allow me to intervene here.
That you would refuse to get into any discussions for deputy speaker unless they pledge support for the speaker's
you can't
post.
Blackmail your way in. You cannot blackmail your way in. This is a speaker's election. Finish this, and then we will go on to the deputy speaker.
Okay,
And
so
then
then in the same breath,
and all of those things, the prime
Allow me a
minister
brief
is still
interjection,
Narendra
Nabila.
Modi. The
then the
government
same
is
question
still
could be
NDA.
asked. The same question could be asked from the NDA on why would you not follow convention and allow deputy speaker's post to be handed over to the opposition?
We have not said no. We have not said no. This was a speaker's election. Let the speaker be chosen. Then we'll come to the deputy speaker. Has anybody in the BJP or the government said that we are not going to choose a deputy speaker or anything to the contrary?
Mahima, why are you jumping the gun when the NDA, when the ruling dispensation hasn't said no? They just want to finish off the task at hand first. Let's deal with the speaker's post. Stick to that conversation. Yeah.
Nabila, the BJP's track record is out there for everybody to see. The BJP's track record is of finishing the opposition. BJP has done everything with its power, whether it is freezing the accounts, whether it is... see, why does the BJP spokespersons do not observe discipline? I did not speak between chance. So the BJP, from freezing the accounts to suspending a historical 146 MPs, to passing the bills in absence of a majority of the opposition members in the House, to slapping 95% cases, ED, CBI cases on the members of the opposition. It has done everything well within its power and right to, basically trample or to muzzle the opposition, to oust the opposition completely, because it believes in one party, one view, one person, one everything. So we absolutely do not trust the BJP. Mr. Om Birla's tenure as the speaker is the worst of the history, and that has been marked by many analysts. So we don't want to get there. We do not want to, certainly we do not want to compromise.
Today marks 50 years of the emergency period, and that's precisely what the ruling dispensation is pointing fingers at of the Congress at this point. So it's not a great aspect to be criticized on. So to speak of that, we see that the opposition has won in various parts of the country. Y'all have come together. Y'all have good majority at this point. You have a standing. So speaking of today, Deputy Speaker's post, you're hell-bent on getting that. The opposition wants to get the Deputy Speaker's post, but we also know... Sorry?
Because that has been the convention, Nabila, in the past. That has been the convention. Even during Dr. Manmohan Singh's time, you would remember that Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee was made the deputy speaker. You would remember that has been the convention all the way along.
So my question is, the last few times you haven't really you haven't really been bent on it. In 2019, there wasn't a deputy speaker's post at all. At that point, there wasn't this kind of...
And the BJP had the numbers, so it had its way. The BJP,
No,
that
we
is what I'm
still have
pointing
the
at, that
numbers.
during
You
the
are
last
still
10
at
years, the
99.
BJP has had its way.
Can I come in, please?
The BJP has had my way or highway in the last 10 years. Now they are facing a tough time because they are not used to this kind of functioning. So they will have to get used to certainly to stronger voices of dissent,
Okay.
which they have been trampling
Nabila,
over
can I
for the
just
last
answer
10
to
years.
that?
They will have to
I'd like to
understand
bring
that
in
they
Rajat
can just
Sethi
not
on this.
ask the bills
Just give
without
me
recommending them
30
to parliamentary
seconds.
standing committees, as they've been doing. The least number of recommendations of bills to the parliamentary standing committees, Nabila, has been during the last tenure of the Lok Sabha. So the BJP,
Neeti, 30 seconds. What do you want to respond to that?
So I think the Congress spokesperson forgets that the number of seats that they're talking about, we still are in majority. It is us who is in the government. So please don't say that no, we are. You have 99 seats, और आप जो बात कर रहे हो India alliance की, you're not even talking to your own alliance. TMC has said you are taking unilateral decisions. So even your allies are not on board with you. What are you even talking about the numbers? Our allies are with us. We are in the government. We have the numbers, and we are.
But what's the matter of time here? You have Sharad Pawar, who says he hasn't been consulted. TMC's Mamata Banerjee says this is a unilateral decision by the Congress party. So is the Congress leaving behind its alliance partners?
And you have 99
Nabila, not
seats.
at all. Nabila, not at all. See, the BJP's allies and their story together is only a matter of time, as I said earlier also.
And what about
whether you remember
yours?
PDP,
What about
AIADMK,
yours? You're still not together
SAD,
right now.
JJP in Haryana.
Arey, madam, you
everywhere
are
the
still
BJP
not
All right.
together.
Rajat
even
Sethi,
today.
a quick
Forget
word
about
from
tomorrow.
you. Thanks for waiting, Rajat. If you could give us a sense of the tradition that we've seen so far in history of the Lok Sabha. Only 4 times have we seen an election for the speaker. The rest of the time usually has been nominated. What's different this time in your view, as per tradition?
I think this is the opposition which has gotten a small window, and they want to flex their muscles as much as they can. This election is not about electing the speaker. It's not about clamoring for constitutional ethics or morality. All of that is not the true intent here, in my humble understanding of the situation. Congress wants to set the agenda straight. The BJP and the NDA will not have its way the way they have been having for the past decade or so. They are setting the agenda wherein they believe that the confrontation is going to be the key operative word when it comes to running the House. And the onus will now squarely come on the BJP and the NDA to ensure the smooth running, which will, by the way, will be the single largest challenge, biggest challenge before the BJP. So far, they have been able to, be my way or the highway kind of an approach for the BJP, but I don't see that going forward. You will see that the parliament, which has seen some of the most productive years for the past 10 years, that norm will be broken. You will see disturbances at every single day. You will see business and the operations being obstructed by the opposition, and I don't foresee with the current intent that seems to be visible from the actions of the Congress party, that they are going to allow smooth functioning of the House. And as per my analysis and understanding...
But what is smooth functioning of the House, Rajat? When you say smooth functioning of the House, then we saw what happened. We saw several bills being passed without opposition as well.
See, again, that's what I said. The pendulum was on the other extreme. Now it will swing to the other extreme. And that's the...
But how is it another extreme? You have numbers of similar kind on both sides. The NDA has won with a slight majority. It's not a thumping majority.
No.
So, but we know the repercussions. Of course, I do understand what you're trying to indicate.